and then add a second public comment before we adjourn to that.
I'm in agreement.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I'm good with that. Say that again?
Yep, so if you look at page,
Oh, God, there's no
Public
page
comment
number.
here,
D
with committee assignments.
Yep.
is what you're talking about?
Before public.
yes,
So it's the
it's, agenda
way people don't have to wait.
on page, it's actually section D, rules of order, yeah.
But
Section
you're
D.
saying you're gonna move public comment to the very end of the meeting?
No,
instead?
I'm saying I'm gonna have, no,
I'm not sure why we're
I'm
gonna
gonna s-
have two public comments.
I'm gonna have call of order, public comment, and then move board of committees, assignments, reassignments after the public comment before the public hearing,
That's perfectly fine.
so people don't have to wait.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine to move board appointments up.
And then I wanna add a second public comment before we adjourn.
I don't know why.
Can I adjust that?
Because
Absolutely.
I feel like,
Hey. I can tell you why I'd like to do it, because I feel like the community's asked for it, and they've been telling me that they'd like to have public comment. I know that two people in the audience tonight asked me specifically for this, because they say that after we discuss things during the meeting, they'd like to be able to come up and have any comment that they have, and not have to hold it for 2 weeks. And to me,
Okay.
it's not, I don't think it's a big ask, but
okay,
open for
so
discussion.
I'll at least give my 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
So my 5 years being on the council, normally by the end of the meeting, there's basically no one here. So I don't understand what's the point of having that at the end of the meeting if there's no one here to even talk, because even the former chairman,
Yeah.
Councilor Franz, had actually asked many times during meetings if anyone had anything to talk about at the end, and
Yeah.
either no one had anything or no one was even here at the end of the meetings. So
So-
I would just hate to
Can I-
waste time in the meeting to do so.
Yep, so I'll have Dan and then Deb.
I just think that having public comment at the end is a good idea. Somebody who sat out there for years, okay, and listened to the debate, and then can't say anything. I just think it's a good idea to be able to say something, and maybe it changes somebody's mind, and somebody can revisit something. So I don't think there's anything bad with that.
Deb was next.
So the whole reasoning behind it is to be printed, and I know it was said at meetings, but if you see it printed, you know you can stay. So if there's something being talked about under old business or new business that you don't have an opportunity to speak to, you can stay to the end of the listen to what we all have to say, and then get up there and say, by the way, did you know this? And knowing that it's on there, some of the people might stay who come at the beginning because they have something to say about something that's on the agenda. Like tonight's agenda really didn't have a lot on it, but just say it happened to have that Sanborn Road thing on there under new business. There could have been a couple of people from Sanborn Road who saw that or who were affected by that, came to sit here through this, listen to what we all said, and then at the end of the meeting could have responded with either an idea or, echoed our sentiments or whatever. So the reason that, it's just 2 words on a piece of paper. I mean, if nobody's here, it doesn't really matter anyway. I mean, it's just, but it's allowing the residents of this town to have that opportunity, whether they use it or not, is a horse of a different color. That's how I see
If
it.
that's the case, then I say we move public comment to the very end of the meeting. There's no need to have public comment at the beginning and end. Because the school
Why
board,
not?
I believe they have it near the end
Good
too, don't
government
they?
would govern you to say that you let the public talk.
So I would say, Ted, if there's nobody here at the end, I still offer public comment, nobody speaks, we move on. It's not, if somebody wants to speak, gives them an opportunity to speak. If no one's here, then they don't speak and we move on.
No, I understand. I would just hate to see our meetings going on until past midnight because we've added
Right.
public comment for another hour and a half to 2 hours at the end of the meeting.
We limit public comment to 5 minutes, and if they want to speak for 5 minutes, I'm willing to listen to them.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I appreciate what you're saying. We don't want to be here till late, but the fact is, we ran to do a job, and our job is to listen to what these people have to say. And if they're going to stay here till 9 o'clock and step up to tell us something, and if it's getting redundant, that is up to the chair to say, you know what, we've heard all of this already, to settle it down. But if we have to stay till 10, 11, I, as one counselor, if I have to stay to listen to these people to get as much information, as positive new information, then I'm willing to do it. So that's my 2 cents on that.
a motion on the floor from
Yeah,
Sean.
no
Is there a
further
second?
changes, a motion to adopt those. two
Second from
changes.
Dan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. Is there anyone for public comment?
Mr. Chair, before we go into that,
Yep.
I noticed that you had added this to our meeting agenda before we even changed our town council rules and our meeting rules. So I don't really feel like that was appropriate to do so before we even changed our rules for the meetings.
Okay, do you want to overrule the chair? It's fine, take a vote.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. If people are staying here to talk, they should talk.
Fine
It's
with
just good government.
I want to just at least acknowledge and make sure that you were trying to make a change before we actually made a change of the rules.
I was not trying to intentionally make any change, Ted, I can
I
tell you
just want to
that.
make sure. Thank you.
I was just, the last meeting, Ted, I did
Trying
ask,
to follow our rules and our procedures.
the last comment, the last public,
Fine.
I did ask for public comment at the end. So,
Fine. I just want to follow rules and procedures. Thank you.
are we good to go?
Yep.
Okay, good, sir.
I need a second just to breathe after that one. I wasn't going to say anything except for the stuff that was brought up tonight. One of the reasons that no one stays to the end of the meeting is because they know you can't say anything at the end of the meeting. So go home, get some sleep, wait 2 weeks later. Why do we add public comment in the beginning and the end? Because Article 18 that was passed last spring, 3,085 people voted, 1,077 people voted no to include public input at the start and end of each meeting, which the town council did a very poor job on. Now, Ted did say, oh, well, we were doing that. We were adding it at the end of the meeting, but apparently he has a problem when someone gets up and wants to make public comment.